Did anyone said rock and stone? Hey guys, in this video I'm gonna show you how I did this amazing dwarf terrain set for Age of Sigmar. And what? You're looking at this, right? Oh no. You have to wait a bit because this is another set. This is a Skaven set which I'm currently working on and it's not ready yet. So without further ado, let's see the dwarf set. As every single terrain project, this one starts on a hot wire foam cutter. So for this project I'm cutting a few sheets of foam, and I'm cutting also these 3x3 centimeter pillars. Since this is like a heavily pillar based set, I'm cutting a lot of these pillars. We are talking about 30 or 40 of them. For some reason, I've been always intimidated by making foam stairs. For some reason I thought it's so difficult, but recently I kind of acquired a taste for making them. So the key is to cut a thin plates of foam and stack them on top of each other, and then the results are simply amazing. This hexagon object was cut thanks to a hexagon cutting jig from Shifting Lands. And later it was cut into thin sheets, as I mentioned earlier. When I had a lot of hexagon slices ready, it's time to stack them up on top of each other thanks to hot glue. This is a simple process, just glue them on top of each other and make sure you have a space for stairs. Now cut them in half and voila, you have now two sets of stairs. And I'm gonna use the other half of the stairs for a different piece of terrain from the same set. And splitting them apart is so satisfying. Now it's time to split the sides of the stairs so they are even. It's rolling time, baby. In order for your foam to have this awesome texture, I'm using these rollers. I have two kinds of them. These thicker ones and one with the most amazing brick pattern are from Shifting Lands, and these smaller ones are from the Green Stuff World. Now texturing all these foam pillars might take a long time, but it's totally worth it. So we are talking about texturing more than 30 pillars. However, they are creating this unique texture. Once we have everything textured and ready, we are now building the set. It's something like a big Lego. At this point, just take care you not burn yourself with the hot glue, and don't forget to use a low temperature hot glue gun. Use low temperature hot glue gun for every foam terrain project, because the big glue gun is melting the foam. And notice I am additionally using a roller on these pieces here and there, so we are putting the texture almost everywhere. This will pay off later when we will be painting it, so every single angle of this terrain piece will be textured and it will create this unique look. Now we are cutting the huge sheet of foam, and this will serve as a core, the middle of this terrain piece. Texture it from each angle and we will be damaging it with the stone later. Rolling is always giving me this awesome pump on my forearms. It's a good form of workout, guys. Once everything is assembled, now it's time to trim the base. So I'm using box cutter knife to shave off the sides of the base. Now at this point I started to get excited about the set because it started getting shape, and when you kind of know what you are doing, that is the point when the excitement really grows. Now, digital sculpting is part of every single terrain project I made, and if you're wondering where can you get these awesome STLs I'm using, head over to my Patreon. I have all my models there. Everything is pre-supported and ready for you to download. Now cover every seam and ground of the base with Sculptamold and let it dry. And this is how it looks like right before priming. So this is what we assembled. And now we are in the middle stage of the project, and it's always amazing to see your terrain pieces right before priming. I'm priming with airbrush and I'm mixing my own primer. So the keys to make yourself a good primer is to mix a very high opaque paint and add a bit of gloss varnish and foam improver. That makes sure your terrain is properly sealed and ready for the next layer. I have decided to prime with dark brown, and the second layer of color, almost like a zenithal, is with medium gray. I'm hitting it from the middle and from the upper side, almost like a zenithal. Now the third color of choice is light gray, and I am only hitting a few parts of the terrain, so we are kind of creating these spot highlights. Now grab yourself a khaki color and just target a very few spots so we break the monotony of the ground. Now it's time to paint the ground and the shades, so we again going for the raw umber and paint all the ground parts. And also, besides ground, you can use this raw umber color to paint the shades. For example, I'm using it for the cape of the statue. Now this is a dry brushing stage, and that means that you will now need to make those details pop. Your hard work needs to pay off so everyone can see it. So the way how you dry brush is, you know that, guys. So you put paint on your palette and you grab a proper brush. You can either use a makeup brushes or a flat normal brush. Put it on your dry brush palette. Wipe almost all your paints off and then lightly go to your terrain piece. And notice I'm going very lightly. I rather go with more lighter strings than overdo it. Now this is the stage where you apply your foliage, and I like to mix my own from the grinded tea herbs. So I'm buying them from my local tea shop, and make sure you grab those which are like orange and light brown. So put it on the blender, mix it properly until you have like these teeny tiny pieces, and then once the glue is applied, just sprinkling it on top of a terrain and you have yourselves an awesome autumn looking foliage cover. And the last stage is to apply clump foliage. Now I'm making my own clump foliage from the filler for the mattresses. So I break them into smaller chunks and I mix them with different shades of color. So I make sure that I have a few variations of it. And I'm breaking them according to my need. Now guys, this is it. This is the finished project. I have to say this is simply one of my favorite projects I ever done, because I have soft spot in my heart of making like the ruined dwarven sets. Guys, if you stayed with me until this point, I thank you very much for watching, and I kindly ask you to subscribe, like this video and comment. It will greatly help my channel grow. And also, I would like to invite you to my frequent streams. I stream every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 9:15 p.m. Central European time, and we are painting and sculpting. We are having fun. I interact with the audience, so if you want to hang out or learn something new, feel free to join. I'll be excited to meet you.